Okay, true. But actually, if we could, just for a moment,
Okay.
I'd like to bring on our call screener, because I guess I didn't really flesh out the open versus poly correctly.
He needs to
So
correct you.
if he could correct me and fully kind of flush that out, and then we'll get back to the topic. Secular Rarity, can you hear us? Or
set him straight.
Yeah, brother, can you hear me?
You're really quiet.
Hang on a second.
Like crazy quiet.
Like crazy quiet.
Sounds like
What about now?
There we go. How's it going, dude?
Do it, man. It's great. How are y'all?
Doing good. All right. So, help me out here with the open versus poly.
Well, so first off, I'm not an expert. It's not as if I have been taking the label poly my entire life. Nothing like that. But for me, when I understood that I was polyamorous, it wasn't a really just a sexual thing. So yes, definitely sex is a part of it oftentimes, but not always. It's also just a connection with people, but that connection isn't something that you can't have in open relationships as well. In open relationships, absolutely, as long as the people involved in it are all consenting adults, then if somebody says, hey, I really want to have a romantic connection with this person, where let's say we don't have sex, but we spend a lot of time together and we do hobbies or things that we care about, well, that can be absolutely perfectly fine. I think there's more to the idea with poly, that it's just kind of a state of being, just kind of who you are. It's definitely not exactly like being anywhere else on the LGBT spectrum, I think, but it kind of is, in that sense of, again, it was always something that was inside of me, that one day somebody came along and went, hey, there's a word in a dictionary you could look up, that might help explain it. And then I went, oh, okay, that does make sense.
I love that.
Is that, do you kind of see where they're a Venn diagram, and there's a lot of the Venn diagram, I think, that actually overlap. There are some things that are kind of specific to both of them, something that's a little specific to polyamory and polyamorous relationships generally is something, the term compersion, I believe, which is actually feeling. Yeah. So it's a really cool term.
It means feeling.
That kind of
wait. I think I can. Let me see if I can remember this, because I'll be really happy if my memory is at least semi-working. It's when you get joy from your other partner being happy. And that means even in the sense of they go have the best sex of their lives and come back, they're like, yeah, I had this, and you're still happy for them, even if you didn't provide said sex.
Exactly. It is one of the best ways I ever heard it broken down is it is like, what is the ideal complete opposite of jealousy? When you have jealousy, a lot of times it's focused on things like fear. You're afraid that somebody's not gonna be there whenever you have those emotional times where you need somebody to be there, or you're worried that you're not going to have that great sex that you have been having, right? Like you and this person just really click in the bedroom, and you're just so worried that okay, if they go see somebody else, maybe they're going to realize, I'm not that good. And then, they'll leave me. So definitely it's that exact opposite of jealousy. In those moments, what you feel is more of, I'm so happy that this person that I care so freaking much about could somehow find even more goodness in their life. I try to help them out and make them feel good as much as I can, but there's other things that they can be getting, and when they go get them, that just makes you feel just that much better,
So quick follow-up question before we jump back to the topic, and unless Hannah has anything to add.
Mm-mm.
How do you get to, like, from where I'm at to where you're at? Like, how do I explain this? Like, letting your partner be truly free to go sexually explore herself in any way possible, knowing that she may have better sex somewhere else, and emotionally wrapping your mind around that and being happy for it.
Sure. Yeah, that is a very interesting question. And I think, just to kind of let the air out of the balloon a little bit, it may never be possible for some people. And there is literally absolutely nothing wrong with that. They're just the way that some people are wired and the way that some people have feelings inside of them that say, this isn't something that I can do and feel comfortable with. That's totally okay.
Okay.
If that's where you fall, man, there seriously is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes,
what,
like
Hannah? You look like you want. Sorry.
Do
you want to say something on that?
No. It's just like reassuring because like it sounds great, and I want to do a whole episode on polyamory, so I don't want to like talk. I don't want to talk too much, but I admire that. It's nice to hear someone say, if you're not like that, it's okay. Cause I'm like,
Yes, 100%. If that's just not how you like, okay. So I don't like tomatoes. I've tried tomatoes in a lot of different formats. I've had them fresh. I've had them cooked, you name it. I just don't like tomatoes. And no matter how many times somebody says to me, well, hey, dude, have you tried them on this? Or have you tried them like this? I'm just never going to like them. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just the same as no matter how many times you think about it, let's say maybe you and your partner set out some guidelines and you guys actually try out an open relationship or you try out, what you think you both say, maybe I'm poly, maybe we should discuss this more. And you put that into practice. And it doesn't work. That is totally okay.
That's how I feel.
Nothing normal about that. There is
that's how I feel about fingers in my butt. No matter how many times someone says that, just trust me, you're gonna like it. I'll do it different. It always feels like pooping backwards, and I'm
yeah. Yeah.
There's like nothing. I've never been into it, and I never will be. Sorry, I have tried it.
Pooping backwards
feels like pooping backwards. No, thank you. I'm instantly just thinking about pooping while I'm having sex, and I'm not into scat. So like, it's like you with tomatoes. It's just not gonna happen.
That is an excellent descriptor. That's okay.
Manage your expectations, and if you want to finger my butt, you can't.
Secular Rarity, thanks for coming on. We're going to try and get back to the topic. And thank you for call screening.
Today on the pickup line, we're talking about pooping.
And fingers in the butt.
And pooping backwards.
And I apologize if sometimes my giddiness gets annoying. I just like to remind everyone I had a very conservative upbringing. So being open about sex is very difficult for me. That's one of the reasons I do this show, because I know it shouldn't be difficult. I should be comfortable talking about sex honestly and openly. So I'm trying to get there because I think it's important. But at times, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to be giddy like a 12-year-old.
I'm also hilarious, so it's okay if you...
You are pretty funny, but really, that is unbelievably accurate.
Yeah.